What's up, YouTube? FatKings Phil coming at you for my week 39 update from vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which I had back in July of 2013. Details are below if you want to know more. I won't go through them all every time, so check below. Okay, so before we do the numbers and all that good stuff, a couple of things I wanted to tag up on, and I promise I'm not trying to make anybody cry, but there were there were a few people I failed to mention in my last video about Tampa, and I was remiss to do so, and it kind of bothered me that I forgot. I didn't mention Kirk, whom was every bit the guy I came to love online and just get to know online. So it was great having him there, and it meant the world for him to be there as well. Joey G, oh my God, Joey G is awesome. He's a great guy, and I really, at first he seemed a little shy, but man, he came out swinging pretty quick. And then Lauren, I didn't mention Lauren nearly enough. I think I did a flyby on her name last time. But yeah, she's a sweetheart, and we had so much fun together. So guys, I didn't mean to leave you out of the last video. I was obviously just going through a ton of emotional renaissance, if you will, and just trying to deal with all that. So yeah, so you were not purposely left out. Tampa videos, sorry, have been just super touching. My God, Scott was so sweet and just so, I mean, man, he really opened up in that video. And then, of course, Sarah, less of Sarah, her videos were, hard to watch. And then, Corey too. Corey today, oh my God. Ugh. But Corey, you're the only one that made me both choke up and laugh my ass off out loud. I couldn't help myself. So that was awesome. Yeah, mutual love fest there for everyone involved. Okay, so let's go through a few things. I want to talk about my recent doctor visit. I want to talk about my maintenance plans, some NSVs, and just a little other insight I had. Let's start off with numbers, because I know a lot of people just come for the numbers. So here we go. Day of surgery, 332.8 this morning, 218.2. 3.6 pounds. I don't know how the hell I even did that. There's no reason I should have dropped that much. I'm not complaining. I'm just shocked this far into the game to be dropping big numbers like that. And I had a big numbers 2 weeks ago. I had a small number last week, and then big numbers again this week. So this close to goal, I don't know what's going on. I don't care. I'm pretty happy with it. And that brings me to a total of 114.6 pounds. Now the big thing here, this is a big one. So having dropped to this weight, I am no longer obese. I am now overweight. Finally, I've never been so happy to be overweight. So I'm officially overweight in the BMI category, and I'm several pounds into that. So I'm feeling pretty happy about that. The other big win, Undyland. I am under 100 kilograms, which is huge as well. Those are just two little milestones I thought would be amazing things to acknowledge. So wow, that's really cool. You know, both big things. Just for me, I don't know why. There's nothing special, but it's just kind of a big boom for me. Big boon rather for me, not boom. Boon. So that's good. Okay, doc visit. I went and saw the doc, got some blood work done right before I left for Tampa. And I have not been taking my B supplements or iron supplements, and both my B and my iron were perfect. I've been taking about 5,000 units a day. My D's been staying great with 5,000 units a day. That's been something I've had to do for even before surgery. So that's good to know that's still working, and my D levels were good. Weird thing though, my sugars were on the high side of normal, and my cholesterol was on the higher side of normal. And it hasn't been that way since surgery. The sugar thing, like my doc's like, I don't get it. There's no way that should be showing up like that. So the only thing we can think of is I was doing a little bit more drinking last month, like more often than I probably should have been. And that could have thrown things off, both the cholesterol and the sugar. So I think for my next blood test, which is in 3 months, being a little more careful about that, and just make sure everything comes back in normal. Like I said, it's not like, they're putting me on the pre-diabetic list or anything, or giving me cholesterol medicine, but just something to watch. I mean, it was an outlier, I think. maybe, I don't know, maybe I screwed up. It was supposed to be a fasting lab. Maybe I ate too late or something. Who knows? Doesn't matter. We're going to figure out what it is and just see. I think it was an outlier. I think it may have something to do with the booze. Not that I was drinking every night or anything, but just more than I had been in the past. So not worried about it. So that's kind of where I think things are at. So, but other than that, perfect. Doc's like, look, you're in perfect physical health at this point. She's really happy with my weight, with everything. Um, so she's like, but I am a little concerned about where you're at in a mental space, and we're gonna talk about that too. So let's talk a little bit about maintenance. I'm getting close, 8 pounds to my goal of 210. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna stop there per se. I mean, I'm sure as I adjust my calories up, I'll still drop a little bit. As I increase my exercise and push a little harder, I may end up losing a little bit. I could technically, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, like to me, it just seems unfathomable. I could end up below. I could get to 200. If I get to 200, I'm going to go to 199 just to say I was 199 for one day, and then I'll go back to 200 because I don't like the idea of being 199, but it just would be kind of a mind blow to do that. But so maybe I'll do it. And I thought, well, once I get the maintenance, I'll back off. I'll do one video a month, and whatever. I had a change of heart on that. I think I'm going to keep doing my weeklies to illustrate and help folks who are going to be hitting maintenance after I am. So the challenge of maintenance, what it means to eat in maintenance, what it means to exercise in maintenance, what it means to not pick up bad habits again in maintenance. So just to show that transition. Because I think a lot of us, we hit goal and it's like, okay, bye. Not bye, but just I'm going to step back and let everybody else have their turn in the spotlight. And no, I'm not letting anybody have the spotlight. It's mine, all mine. No, I'm doing it because I want to show the transition and I want to hold myself accountable. I really, to be honest with you, my next goal after maintenance, from a weight perspective, is just to maintain my weight for a year and to increase my exercise and increase my, for me, because I want to. I'm not saying that I need to, but I like the exercise now. So I want to do some things like do some bodybuilding and things like that. So not a bunch, but just all the male vanity muscles. Just I wouldn't mind bulking those up a little bit. So that's what I think I'm going to do. A big part of this, though, and Corey said this too, that in his video, it's time to start doing the mental work. And he said this in not today's video, but the previous day's video. And with my doc also, saying, hey, how are you doing mentally on this whole journey? I think a lot of the stuff that I backburnered to focus on the weight, and that's just an approach. I'm not saying it's the approach. I know other people who have done it another way, and I'm starting to think that maybe they were smarter. But I'm going to start maybe seeing a counselor and just kind of getting some of this stuff out on the table. Some of the stuff I've been backburnering, ignoring, some of the stuff that's just come to light recently based on, just some experiences and changes in perspective. From my point of view, and just, when you reach certain goals that you didn't think were going to be possible in your life or attainable in your life, it does change your point of view on some things. So I'm a very black and white dude. I'm a very big control freak. And the more I've gone down this path, the more I have been wading in up to my knees in the gray in spots and having to face that. And also realizing that there's some things you just can't control, which seems pretty obvious. I should know this at 42. But as much as I talk about sometimes you're in the boat and the river wants to take you down the left fork, and sometimes you keep paddling like hell for the right. I tend to be that guy who paddles like hell for the right, and I should just relax and let myself go down the left fork and go where life wants to take me, because I think sometimes life knows better. So that's what I'm going to start working on. If I have any big, big insights there, I'll let you know. One other thing is, the whole Tampa experience. I know most of you didn't go, probably sick of hearing all this, but you never have heard me say, you've never heard me say in my videos, like, I love you guys. Like, I don't throw that word around loosely at all. I've always kind of held that back. I kind of reserved that, but I gotta say, man, after this weekend, and just being with my people and understanding that they instinctually understand all the subtext of what it means to have been overweight your whole life, and how you were treated, and how you treated yourself, or how you saw yourself, and having also gone through the journey that you're on. I have to say there was a lot of love in my heart for these people, and a lot of people talk about family, about people being just like family, and that is about the best way I can put it. That these people whom come from all different backgrounds and uh, I'm sure religions, sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. It just, we all have this thing in common, that binds us at a much more core, deep level. And I would not give that up for the world. If anything on this journey that is more of a gift than anything, it's been that kind of camaraderie. Which sounds crazy because you think, wow, to be standing where I am and out under 220. I mean, my God, I can't imagine it. And I'm here, and I just can't fathom it. But I would. That's pale in comparison to the relationships I've built. So find your crew, find your event, find that emotional place in yourself by going to one of those events, or it'll happen when it's meant to happen, I'm sure. But make your connections, man, because these people understand what you've been through without having to say a word sometimes. So my 2 cents. All right, let's talk about huge NSV, and I'm going to tag it on at the end of this video. And I'm not me being vain. It's not me showing off. It's just blew my fucking mind yesterday. I went over to we have this TRX machine. If you don't know what TRX is, look it up. But it's a pretty interesting workout. But we have this TRX A-frame in the gym. And I walked up there and I grabbed it overhand and I did a pull-up. And I wasn't intending to do a pull-up. I was just going to hang there and stretch. But I pulled my body weight up off the floor overhand. And I stopped. And I looked over at my friend Greg and I'm like, did you just see that? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, okay. And then I went downstairs. I went back to work. And then I started thinking, wait, did that really happen, or did I imagine that? Like, did it just, like, I really could not fathom it. So I went back upstairs and I handed my phone to my trainer and I said, could you just, this is going to sound stupid, but could you videotape me doing that again? She's like, yeah, sure. So that's who you hear in the video. And I pulled myself up. I let myself back down and I pulled myself back up again. And it's on video. So you're about to see it. Well, you're going to see it right here.
Nice. Good.
All right. Yay. So that was me doing that. That's crazy, right? So I can't tell you, and I probably don't have to, if you were the fat kid growing up, that was like your little personal hell, your little torture. Because you'd go into the gym class and you do the physical assessment and you couldn't do one. And, here I am 42, and I'm doing those. That's crazy. Now I went back today and tried to do it again because I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to go do it again. I'm going to do them every day now. So I went back and from a dead hang, I couldn't do it. But if I jumped up a little bit, if I just got past that first little bit, I could do it. So I'm going to let the muscles recover from the ones I did yesterday, and I'll start working those into my regular rotation. So in addition to all my push-ups, I'll start doing pull-ups because I know those are really, really good for you, especially for those vanity muscles I talked about. So that's my NSV. It's huge for me. And we did kind of talk about it a little bit in a group chat today, and everybody was like, oh yeah, the old PE test. So I think it'll ring true for a lot of folks to see it. And 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 9 months ago, you couldn't convince me that at the end of this rainbow I could do that. So dream big, kids, dream big. All right, Sarah Spoon is about to put up a video that's going to freaking blow your mind. So I'm going to tease that, and I'm not going to talk about what she said, but she got my head really spinning today, in a good way. And it came at the right time. So I love you, Spoonie. I appreciate that. And, your message came at the right time in the right format. And I cannot wait to see the community's response to that. And I will tag up on that next time. I will do some kind of response, probably my next week's video, talking about the things she talks about after she talks about them, because I don't want to steal it. So, all right, guys. Wow, what a journey it's been so far, and we're not even done yet. So, wishing the best for everybody out there. Keep up the hard work. For those of you out there, I love you. And I do appreciate you in such a big way. All right. Till next time, remember, it's good to be the king.